We don't know, Wolf, if there will actually be a strike. What we do know is that the process is well underway that could lead up to it. Phase one, the preparation, the planning, that's been going on for days now, talking about how this might happen. In fact, we're already into phase two, which is the staging. And in military terms, if you're talking about a possible strike on Syria, what does staging mean?
Tom, what that means is the United States will take advantage of its strategic presence that's already in the region in places like Italy, it's in Turkey, it's in Qatar. They're going to increase their munition stockpiles, their fuel, their medical capabilities, their ability to rescue downed pilots, so that it'll decrease the amount of time that the U.S. needs to strike.
So they're building up these faraway assets. Let's move the map in here a little bit closer so we get a better look at all of this. And let's talk about the close-up activity when you talk about Syria here. We have these ships that have moved into the Mediterranean closer to the shore. What's that all about?
They just came from the 6th Fleet. They're in the eastern Mediterranean. They're over the horizon from Syria.
Meaning they can't be seen from shore. They're quite a distance away.
Exactly. They're in a protected position, but they can strike to any target that we would choose in Syria.
There would also be submarines out there. There's also this, quite interesting, this is called a RAS, these cones of airplanes, essentially, that are brought in. You believe a couple of them would be set up.
Probably.
These planes circling just outside of Syrian airspace. What is this all about?
This restricted operation zone allows aircraft to loiter in a very restricted area so they can refuel and they can be prepared to be employed very, very quickly, again, against targets as they're designated.
Just outside of Syrian airspace. And all of this is in preparation for phase three, if it comes. We don't know that it will, but the execution phase is when, and let me get rid of the airplanes here so you can see it a little bit, is when we would actually have these cruise missiles start launching into this country. Some may come from ships, some may come from submarines, some may come from airplanes.
Absolutely.
How many are we talking about?
We could see maybe 200. Now, that's clearly an estimate. We saw 725 when we went to war in Iraq in 2003, 161 just 2 years ago in Libya. So they would be launched very, very quickly. The flash-to-bang time is instantaneous.
From the time the president decides the time we would launch them. Very specific targets in mind here, Wolf. We've talked about them a lot. Command and control. Why does this matter?
We want to blind Assad. We want to deny him the ability to see us and even to assess his own capabilities.
We'd like to take out his missiles. Why do we care about them so much?
Well, the purpose of this attack is to deny and degrade his ability to launch chemical weapons. Those missiles are the primary means of launching those against his own people.
And there could be attacks against airfields and aircraft in the Syrian military. This is not so much, though, about the chemical weapons. It's about something else.
It's about retaliation. We don't want to have Assad strike against our capabilities as we are preparing and as we are executing these tasks. So we'll go after those. They'll be in the target list toward the top.
And that is roughly the battle plan, all of it aimed at reaching, ultimately, phase four in all of this, which is stability. And you make a very clear point that for all of this happening, if it comes to pass, that the goal is not stability for Syria in the end. There would still be a civil war. This is a different type of stability.
Yeah, the carnage of the civil war will continue. The stability we're talking about is we're not striking them and they are no longer striking us.
That would be the culmination of these four steps if they come to pass, Wolf. This is the classic military approach to this, and that's what military forces in the U.S. and among allies in the region are getting ready for if it leads to that.